Before I tell you what this object attached to the sun is, let me show you the video clips.
On April 19th, 2022, a large planet-sized object was spotted sucking plasma from the sun over the course of several hours before quickly shooting off. This exact same thing happened between March 6th and March 12th of 2012. What could this object be, and why is it sucking plasma from the sun? This object is several times larger than planet Earth, and it quickly moves into the sun, drains plasma, and then shoots off.
Around our sun, we see another one of these massive looking spherical objects quickly moving away from the sun right as it is ejecting plasma out into space. And so you're seeing that footage here. And the object, as I will call it, we'll just say the UFO is seen in multiple spectrums, visual spectrums. And so in this footage, which unfortunately is vertical, which is what I was sent, we can see the rays of the sun popping out. Now the sun, if you're not familiar with these satellites and how the footage is posted online, the sun is actually inside the white circle, and the satellite has a small disc right in front of it that blocks out the sun. That way it's able to capture footage without being completely blinded by the sun's rays. And sure enough, we see the same orb-like structure that we have encountered countless times in the past and featured here on the channel. Our sun is a hub for totally anomalous and obvious UFO activity, with the top theory being that aliens, or at least a certain portion of these beings, are using the stars that they come across in whatever galaxy or local solar system to recharge their ships, to siphon energy, which is really a brilliant idea, and it's something that we on Earth here are still trying to figure out, although we just can't seem to really get there. And, we've seen footage like this before. There was one particular piece of footage where it showed another giant orb that looked to almost be sucking plasma from the sun in this sort of funnel and then detaching before moving away at a very high rate of speed. But when it comes to UFOs in general, we have seen them proliferating around our sun in all shapes and of all sizes.
In March 2012, astronomers monitoring images from a solar telescope in Earth's orbit see something ominous just to the west of the sun's south pole.
What the heck is that? It's Darth Vader's big vehicle, of course.
It looks like the Death Star from Star Wars.
I certainly hope it's not a Death Star. Otherwise, we're in serious trouble.
Planet-sized tendrils appear to connect the globe of darkness to the sun's surface. This connection fuels speculation that the sinister sphere's presence near our star is no coincidence.
Why would anybody visit the sun? Well, it might be a good place to refuel.
The sun burns hydrogen, the perfect fuel for a starship.
Could spaceships be refueling by getting as close as possible to stars and sapping up that energy, and that's what's fueling them through space? That image certainly raises that possibility.
The sun puts out more power in a second than humanity has used in all of history.
But the 3 million degree temperatures in the sun's atmosphere would destroy any human technology.
We can't use the sun for a spacecraft, but that doesn't mean some very advanced alien race can't.
It would require some massive engineering advances. You don't want this spacecraft to vaporize.
It's not insane to think there is an unobtainium that is what you need to be able to build a Death Star that can roll right into a star to refuel. All it is a matter of being able to handle the heat.
Once the Death Star's fuel tank is filled, the colossal nozzle detaches, and the craft zooms off to wreak mayhem elsewhere in the galaxy. It's an incredible idea, too incredible for NASA, who come up with their own explanation for the black orb.
It has to do with plasma filaments. These are the magnetically suspended ropes of plasma in the sun's atmosphere. Sometimes they stand straight up like a solar tornado. Sometimes they lay flat, almost like a long cloud does in Earth's atmosphere. Sometimes they can't figure out what the heck kind of shape they want to take. The ones that stand tall received some false fame a few years ago, as the magnetic coronal cavity on the end of it, which pushes away and clears the coronal region with the same magnetic forces that are holding up the filament, was mistaken for a dark UFO sucking energy from the sun. In reality, coronal cavities are quite common. They are not attached to UFOs, but rather have a total lack of plasma above them, is that they can erupt, and that is real. They erupt violently, and unlike other solar blasts, they don't give off a pre-eruption solar flare as a warning. They just rip away. Some of the most dense and terrifying CMEs I've ever seen leave the sun were not from flares, but from these plasma filaments. In the 13 years I've been watching the sun, and in my review of decades of previous eruptions, a dense central core of...
We are over here at the SDO AIA 171. We're going to check on this object that is attached to the bottom of the sun. The object or ship or being is still attached to the bottom of the sun, and it's still staying in the same position as it was since around the 24th of August, right about the 08. Look at this, you all. It's undeniable that it's here. This screen has also been blinking on me too when I wanted to try to get this video out. Something's going on. Something massive is still attached to the sun, and we've been tracking it. Even though the sun has been rotating, this object has been pretty much staying right there above that 8 area. How could it be? How could these filaments be reaching down from the sun and still maintain that position as the sun rotates? That's a question that, you know, needs to be considered in your mind. You need to ponder that question. How, if the sun is rotating, like this right here, coronal hole that was right here, if it was way over here and that was still there, that there's something else at play. There's something much greater at play, you all. But again, we're over here. We're documenting this. It's still attached to the bottom of the sun this morning on the 29th. You can see the timestamp.
This object is not filaments coming from the sun, as we can see that this is a solid object. Because of my many years of studying prophecies, I believe I know what this object is. Sun. That's right. There's going to be 2 suns in the sky. Most solar systems in the universe have 2 suns, called binary star systems. So out there in the solar system, single sun solar systems is rare. We are going to get another smaller sun. It is currently pulling plasma from the sun, and within a year or 2 I expect it to begin to shine. There are many prophecies and dreams which indicate this fact. It will be a sign of the second coming of Christ, because this second sun will first be used to bring destruction upon earth. Then it will be stationed in place to provide heat and light. Jesus said that when he returns, the world will suffer destruction by fire. The day Lot left Sodom, fire and sulfur rained down from heaven and destroyed them all. It will be just like this on the day the Son of Man is revealed. Luke 17:29-30. The Apostle Paul says Jesus will be revealed from heaven in blazing fire. 2 Thessalonians 1:7. The Bible does not specifically mention 2 suns, but other prophecies do, going all the way back to the Jewish and Christian Sibyls. This book is free in PDF. Just send an email to Trumpet Press 77. An automatic reply will send you an email with a link inside of it so you can download all of the books that I have for free.
Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.